How to overcome inferiority complex. Life is very simple, but we tend to make it complex by comparing and competing with others. Everyone has born as a unique individual. No two-person are equally the same in every aspect of life. By comparing and competing with others, we tend to put in extra pressure on self. There is nothing harm in taking inspiration from others who are successful in their chosen field, but the problem starts when we compare and compete with other people. The fact is that no matter how much smart you are and how great your achievements are, there would always be someone better than you in certain aspect of life. The biggest drawback of comparing with others is that often people tend to compare in the negative sense. They look up the person who is fairer, taller, and successful than them and feel inferior because of that. Although in some aspect of life they would be better than others, but that point of view does not come to their mind. Generally, an inferiority complex is defined as an unrealistic feeling of being inferior to others in some way. In other words, inferiority complex means having a feeling of lacking something in comparison with other people. An inferiority complex is unrealistic because your imagination about the other people may or may not be true, and if they are really good in certain skills, it does not mean that they would be better than you in every aspect of life. Under the grip of inferiority complex, a person is unable to utilize their full potential for the betterment of their life, and thus living life to fullest remains a distant dream for them. So if you suffer from the inferiority complex and not able to enjoy your life, you should make an effort to overcome it. Here are some of the ways that may help you to overcome inferiority complex. 1. Develop a habit of seeing positives in life. You should make a conscious effort to see positive in your life on a daily basis. At the initial stage, you would find it hard, but force yourself to do that. To make the process easier and clearer, you can make notes in your diary or smartphone about the positive things happens during the day, even if it seems trivial to you. The acts of seeing and noting positive things in your life make you feel somewhat relaxed, confident, and raise your self-esteem. Always keep in mind that at the initial stage, you should force yourself to see or write positive things about yourself on a daily basis until it becomes a habit for yourself. Once you develop a habit of seeing positive in life, you would not suffer from inferiority complex for long. 2. Do not worry about what others think. Being too much concerned about what others will think leads a person to compare themselves with others negatively and feel inferior. The desire to be liked and loved by others put an extra pressure to set up unrealistic goals and make yourself vulnerable to failure and thus inferiority complex. People who do not care about what others think remains very self-confident and often do not suffer from inferiority complex. You should always keep in mind that it is your life and ultimately it is your opinion that matters, not the opinion of others. So, if you want to save yourself from the feeling of inferiority complex, do not be so hard on yourself. Forgive yourself if you have made mistakes, and stop worrying about what others think. 3. Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the root cause of inferiority complex. Often, people with inferiority complex spend too much in comparing themselves with others. Comparing with others is a never-ending cycle, and you will always find someone better than you in some aspects of life and feel sorry about yourself. By comparing yourself with others, you feed your feeling of inferiority complex. The fact is that inferiority complex is always based on comparison with other people. It does not stand alone. So the moment you stop comparing yourself with others, you would no longer suffer from the inferiority complex. Finally, if you are Suffering from inferiority complex, do not feel sorry for yourself. The problem of inferiority complex is universal. Almost everyone has gone through this problem of inferiority complex at some stages of their life. So do not feel hesitant to admit your inferiority complex, and put an effort to overcome it by accepting your unique personality in totality. You deserve to live a happy and enriching life. If you realize that you are not living up to your full potential, then that would be the only acceptable reason to feel inferior. That is why, the moment you realize that you are suffering from the inferiority complex, make a conscious effort to overcome it at the earliest to enjoy all the blessings of the good life by utilizing your full potential as a unique human being.